Hi, I'm Shane Phillips. I'm at the Hakama Corporate Governance event in Dubai, and I'm with Dr. Christiane Schloderer, the CEO of Growth Partners. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
Morning. So, you're a specialist in boards and how they manage their finance function. What are some things boards can be doing to drive peak performance in this area?
I've got a traditional finance background, so I've worked as a CFO, among other, in Saudi Arabia, in various financial functions, so I've got a deep financial background. At the same time, I've got a governance education, a governance certificate. I sit on 2 boards myself, so I'm typically looking at the way how boards can leverage on finance better than what they are doing at the moment. One thing is obviously to have a board. That is perfect, right? You need a board, governance can do a lot. Once you have that board, what does that board do? And that is the topic where we look in. How can the board, in a best possible way, drive the company? How can the board strategy setting is usually done. Boards have a very good idea about strategy, but then how do you execute that strategy, and how do you make sure that management is executing the strategy the way the board thinks it is? Very often you have a natural information gap, a very human-driven information gap. The information that is coming below from the organization is filtered. It's naturally filtered because you have people sitting in between and the board doesn't see the full information. So what we do is we basically use digital technologies that today's world allow us to, which wasn't available 5-10 years ago, to stream board relevant data into the boardroom directly from the company. We specifically look at how boards can improve on their strategic positioning and what information they get from the strategy. We look into leading indicators versus lagging indicators. So lagging is everything past that has happened already, right? Your revenue today has nothing to do with your revenue in the future. So we want to make sure that the board has a very good idea on how revenue will develop in the future by looking at different indicators, which could be, for example, your sales channel. It could be your customer satisfaction. It could be your operational performance, which is often not financial. And obviously KPI dashboards today include those, but they're often very manual, very labor intensive to derive, or are not available. Some companies don't even have them. So what we do is we use digital technologies to come up with that data and then streamline it into the boardroom.
What would be some of the KPIs that now boards are able to access?
Yeah, so you can link very nicely customer satisfaction, which is one of my favorites, because very often boards have no idea what the customer actually wants. So you do regular customer interactions. You have a online survey which directly flushes into your database. Sometimes it's human touch interaction, depending on what business you're in. But with technology, you can generate a lot of data on that one. You can look at lead times. How long does it take you to deliver? How satisfied is the customer when it receives goods? How many mistakes, how many returns do you have? Right. Those kind of indicators that give boards, in an aggregated format, obviously, a good way of how the company is actually performance, and then from that predict sales. If you're very fancy, you can include predictive sales machine learning into that equation, but often that's too much already. You don't necessarily need to go that way already.
Well, Dr. Christiane, thank you for sharing some insights into how finance is evolving and how it's enabling boards to be more effective.
Thank you.